أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات، قصة نجاح أتتنا إلى دولة الإمارات منذ 36 عاما. Mr. Manu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
At the first, we are so lucky to visit you here in your company, and we would like to know who's Mr. Manu.
Well, I think we consider we are very lucky to have you and welcome you to our office. Who am I? Well, I came in 82, which is almost 36 years now, going to be 37 very soon. And I was working in UK. I came here to open an office for that company. And then 4 years later, I fell in love with Dubai, so I left my job and started on my own. And at that time there was no cinemas, no nothing. And in 88 or close to 88 is when I started this new business which we currently do. So I'm originally from India, but I was working in UK. I gave up all of that because I really fell in love with Dubai. And I said, this is where I want to start the business. So how did this idea come? I was always looking at what is not there. And we found there was a area of fun food and nobody was doing it in one place. And we said we want to have a solution for that business, which means we will provide everything for you to set up a business, whether it's popcorn, nachos, whatever the products are. Now, in addition to that, we counsel, we suggest to our customers profitability, cost, food service. We advise them on location, they can choose what kind of location. Our measures, every cinema that you see in the GCC, 99% are our customers, which includes Majid Al Futtaim Group, which is the Walk Cinema, M.R.S, which is the Real Cinema, M.R.S, which is the City Walk, JBR, Dubai Park, Wild Body, Warner Brothers, you name it, and everybody is our customer. So most likely you eat popcorn or nachos, it should be our products.
M.R.S Packing Limited, right?
Yes.
What's the meaning of M.R.S?
So this was interesting. When I was forming this company, I was talking to my wife to come up with some good name, and we could not come up with a name. So we were going back and forth, this name, that name. And then finally my wife said, how about your and my initial? So it's Manu, R is Rima, S is Soni. That's how M.R.S became. Why packaging? Because originally we started only disposable packaging supply, like cups and plates and stuff like that. It's about 22 years that we started doing food, equipment, and everything else. And my first customer was the first multiplex cinema by MAF, Majid Al Futtaim Group, in Sharjah City Center. And it's been 20 years. That partnership continues. We are involved with them in Egypt, Lebanon, Kuwait, Saudi, everywhere.
Mr. Manu, before this interview, we go around and we took a look for everything in this place. I found that we have equipment and food. At the first, I will ask you about the food. The food, we have to care about it. It's need to approval from UAE authority. we need many things. This food from where we give, and what's the food we give?
Yes. So in the category of foods, to start with, we have everything for popcorn, everything for nachos, everything for slush, and few other food like waffles, pancakes, crepes. So we have all the food ingredients, we have all the equipment, and we have all the packaging in which they serve you. Now, as you know, as per rules, no food can come here without the approval of Dubai municipality
True.
or the UAE municipalities. So every item that you see in our warehouse has been approved, inspected, certified by Dubai.
And from which country you bring this food?
All the food products, everything, 100% of it from United States,
From United States. And for the equipment also,
as well from United States.
it will be high prices, or we solve this problem? I have a very high quality with a good prices.
Well, you know, the kind of equipment that we bring from US, for example, even Chinese don't make it. Even they import from China, from US. Most important is, just to give you an idea, 20 years ago what we supplied to Vox, which is now Vox, at that time it was Sinestar. So far they are still running it, 20 years from now.
Wow.
So when it comes to price, sometimes people confuse price and cost. I'm more interested to tell customers, worry about the cost, which means no repairs, less repairs, long life. So for example, a machine will run for 10 years without any problem, or 20 years. Even though you might have paid more, but maybe a cheaper machine, after 2 years you have to throw it away.
True.
Number one. Number two, so our business is not supplying. Our business, actually I'll call it that we are a solution provider.
True.
That our job is to, it not just finishes at point of sale, it actually, we are with our customer forever. So it would include training to their staff, it would include after sales service. We have 24/7 after sales service, which means 7 days a week, any time of the day, my customers can call and somebody will attend within reasonable hours.
This service is something important for us, but my question for you, that I see a training room, I see a demo room, and you train your customers how to train their employees on the machines.
So every month we invite our customers' working staff, and every month in the batches they come and we give them a refreshing training. Sometimes they have new people, we give them complete training here, and then we also do it at their location.
And you have contract with many places here in UAE, but all of them in Dubai or in all UAE?
Well, we deliver 900 deliveries a month in UAE, which include Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah, Abu Dhabi, Al Ain,
Yes.
of course Dubai, Sharjah, Azwan, Al Quwain, you name it.
Wow.
We service every Emirates.
And for the services after sales, how many hours you've been to your machine if there is any problem?
So we guarantee our customers in Dubai, for example, that within 2-3 hours somebody will be there. If we cannot repair, we will give you a replacement till we can repair.
Wow.
For outside the Dubai, we guarantee them by, if they complain in the morning, for example, by evening somebody will be there, because they have to travel from here to Al Ain or Abu Dhabi. We do the same for Bahrain. We attend Bahrain, Lebanon, everywhere, and we guarantee them within 1 day we will have somebody.
Wow. That's very good. But for these machines, we know there is always a new machines coming for us. The new one, that's the potato machine that I asked you before this interview.
So,
you said to me, I have something more creativity of it. What this machine?
Yes. So, of course, the technology is improving every day.
True.
Now, luckily, the kind of machines that we supply, they're almost like, they're not like a car model, a cheap model which changes every year.
Yes.
our models change 5, 7 years, 10 years from now. Because there are a lot of digital things are going on, a lot of technology is getting built in. And we are always keeping our customers informed. So we know as much about their business as much they do. Because we want to help them to make a lot of money as much as possible. So if you go on our website, you will see we have, for every business, we have how many serving you should sell, what is your return on investment, etc., etc. So we help doing that. And now we are setting up in Saudi. We already have contract with the biggest cinema chain that are coming there.
More than 15% that's from your employees are engineers. You say to me, I have more than 11 engineers and you have 70 employees.
So out of 70, we have almost 30 people who are busy in logistics, like deliveries, helpers, drivers, and about 35 people in sales, office, after sales service. So we have, in sales, we only have 4 people, but in the technical service, after sales service, we have 11 people.
Wow.
Because I consider that is more important.
When a new machine coming for us from USA, you send your employees there to train, to to train the people here?
We do 2 things. One is we send our guy, our technical head, to USA. So he comes back and teaches everybody else. Second is every year we invite their technical head to give a training to our staff here.
Wow.
So we are constantly improving the profitability for our customers, constantly working on how to improve the productivity.
Mr. Manu, how is the relation between you and your employees?
Well, frankly, I'm old enough to be their father, all of them. So they are my kids. They are not my employees. They are my children. They are my family. In fact, I'm very concerned about, for example, I know right from my driver and helper to my CFO, a lot of personal stuff that they would like me to know, about their family, what we can do, how we can help them, what is the things we can do.
I see your office is between your staff office and I see what you give for your employees. That's for the restroom and for the meeting room, food room, training room, everything. This is for your staff. It's make the stronger relation.
Well, the fact is that I have not lost a single employee in the last 15 years to somebody else in UAE, unless somebody decided to go back home, because many of them are not from here, but never left me and gone somewhere else. And I have people who are with me for 20 years and 15 years, and they are all different nationalities.
More than 20 years we are working in this business. What we are planning for our future in this business?
Yes. So, 2 things we are planning strategically. One is to expand the area of the business that we do within the UAE Emirates, but take advantage of, I travel a lot extensively. I'm 15 days in a month, I'm out of this country. However, and I'm telling you this from my heart, when I come back, and I'm from India, and I go not so often to India, but when I'm coming back, I swear I say, nice to be home. This is when I come to Dubai. So you can imagine what Dubai space.
Yes.
The UAE has a place in my heart. So, and we want to take advantage of all the freedom of trading environment to expand the business in the not just GCC, but go beyond and in the MENA region.
That's very good.
So we are now slowly beginning to learn Egypt, then we will go to Morocco and Tunis and places like that. So this place for us, I never became a businessman to make money, trust me. I wanted to create a place where I will have fun doing it and I will make customers happy. And I will change some people's life in a very small way for my staff. So if I show you every week, I have a session with them which has nothing to do with my day-to-day business. It's to do about how we can help to improve their life or their knowledge or whatever they require.
M.R.S, we can find it in World Trade Center, Gulf Food.
Yes.
You will be there.
We will be at the Gulf Food. We are always in the Gulf Food, always from the day one.
Wow.
And we are always in the US Pavilion. Later on, I will email you which is the booth we are in.
Oh, that's very good. Mr. Manu, how many hours Mr. Manu working per day?
24 hours,
Wow.
7 days.
And for your personal life, you don't have time?
I read a lot, I listen to music, I watch TV, but I'm also working 24/7. Even though I have very good staff, but my job more is mentoring them, helping them to think and get better at what they do. But I'm 100% involved with them.
We are in UAE, exactly. We are in Dubai. Dubai, there's the leader of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, the one who have many books. One of these books, my vision. In my vision, he say for us, we must be number one, or we looking to be number one. And he asked us to be number one. And he said for us, maybe it's hard to be number one, but the hardest to stay in the same level.
Absolutely.
M.R.S, the number one of this equipment that he give for the people, but my question for him, how you can stay on the same level?
Well, it's a constant improvement that you need to do. And the best improvement comes from customers, their suggestions. So if you're my customer and I come to talk to you, I never discuss business in a specific, give me this or let's sell this to you. I always ask you, is there anything that will make you lose me as your customer, as your supplier? Is there anything I will do which will upset you from service point of view, quality point of view, delivery point of view? I'm always questioning. Number two, I extensively travel to US and Europe to know what is the new things happening. So every year, my job is to add or bring 10 different ideas to my customers, saying, try this, looks good. Now, not everything works, but some of them work very well.
That's very good.
I introduced nachos 20 years ago, before people had even heard of.
Very good. In the business, we always say there is someone helping us in our back. You say for me, your wife, the one who supports you in all your life. What you will say?
Well, to start with, I'm being very candid with you. To start with, the biggest help is the rulers of this country. Because if they had not created the facilities and the business-friendly environment, no matter how smart you are, you will never be successful.
True.
So, I always tell whoever I'm meeting, I travel to US about 5 times a year because all my supplies come from there. My older son lives in California. And I always tell my American friends, they should study Dubai and UAE and teach it in the Harvard and Stanford University what can be done to a country. And increasingly I get amazed. I go to M.R.S Tower some time ago. I go every month for salon. And I walk in and I see what has been created there for young people, the learning centers in the M.R.S Tower.
Yes.
And these are inspiring things that people like me learn, saying, this is the way to stay and be number one. Because when you are number one, it is the hardest thing is how do you stay? You have to innovate every day. And Dubai is the best teacher.
True.
The best example.
True. Dubai, that's the thing that we cannot find it in other countries.
No.
The peace and safe country. We know that we can walk in the street even it was 3 or 4 a.m. We don't care and we don't afraid on our children because everyone respect the other, even if we have more than 200
Absolutely.
different nationalities.
Well, I was lucky when I came in. I had 2 small kids, and when I came from UK, I actually was told my company, go and find which country you want to have an office. So I went to Bahrain, I went to Cyprus, and I came here, 82. And I told my wife, this is the best place because it's the best place to bring up children. Safest place for everybody. You follow the rules, regulation, you're free. As long as you behave yourself as per the rules and regulation. But this is the more free place than most places are. So it's amazing for families, amazing for bringing up children. And now increasingly you notice you don't really have to send your kids abroad to educate. There's all kind of education available now. And the medical facilities are getting better and better every day. So it's a beautiful city, and every day when my friends come during Gulf Food, all my principals come from USA, and they are saying we have never seen Dubai not constructing something or other. Dubai is always improving.
M.R.S ready for Expo 2020?
Very much so. We are hoping that we will play a very big part. And we have already expressed this to the committee, saying, tell us what we can contribute, what can we do.
Finally, what we will say for UAE leaders and governments?
Well, first of all, I will say we are so grateful and we are thank you for providing the platform to people who are from everywhere, and giving them the opportunity to succeed and to be better than they are.
But we know that's the owner of this vision, Sheikh Zayed, the one
Yes.
who started the first step
Exactly.
here, and you was in Sheikh Zayed age.
Exactly, and we are in a celebration of Sheikh Zayed's.
Yes, 100 years.
So the way the rulers have created this country, where no matter where you are from, you feel, when I go to anywhere, any country, so people will say, where are you from? And my first word is, I'm from UAE.
Yes.
And then the second, no, but where are you from? And then I say, okay, originally I come from India, but actually I consider myself a UAE person. Because I spent my entire life here.
True. Mr. Manu, at the end, we need advice from your side to everyone who want to open business in UAE. What is your advice for them?
I would say, don't listen to people saying things are not good or this or that. I have been a witness to Dubai from 82 and UAE. It has the ability, it has the infrastructure, it has the rules, it has the regulation, it has the freedom. There is no better place. Frankly, if you're an entrepreneur, you want to put money, it's a secure place, you want to create something, this is the most welcoming country. And never go by cycle of what is down and what is up. Dubai is always been up, it always will be up. And I genuinely mean it by heart, because when I'm talking to people, I'm always telling them, you want to do business, this is the place, come.
True. From our side, we will say welcome to you in our
Thank you.
interview or in our program, Emirati program. So proud to be with you.
Thank
Mr. Manu, M.R.S, packaging, welcome in our program again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.